Welcome to Frenemies Forever show.
No. It's the Forever Frenemy show, Wendy.
Well, it's a very special show, you guys.
Very special episode today.
So, if you guys are wondering what's happening here, we have a very special guest.
Yeah.
And it's the Onion.
We're going to peel back the layers today of ARFIT.
We are going to peel back the layers today of ARFIT. Definitely.
It's a very serious eating disorder that you guys know I have.
And we might cry.
Yes, because of the onions.
Because of peeling the layers.
Yes.
It's very emotional.
It is. For John, it's very
Nice
emotional.
metaphor.
Yeah.
Guys, this is John Vibes. John Vibes is a script writer for me. Some people call John Vibes the hippie version of Bitboy Crypto. We have a lot of similarities. We definitely don't look or dress the same. He's a big fan of He's a big fan of jumpsuits, full matching jumpsuits, which I'm not. I have weird rules about clothes, but we both have weird rules about food.
It's very zesty.
This is the hippie Gucci, though.
The hippie Gucci.
Would you,
yeah.
John, would you like some Coca-Cola?
Oh, I'm good, thank you.
Is that against your thing?
Well, no, I've destroyed my stomach from so many years of bad eating that I can't really do carbonated stuff anymore.
Okay, so no Coke.
No Coke, unfortunately.
Okay.
Cocaine?
Not into that anymore either.
Okay.
That's good. That's pretty good. So, would you guys want to see what I'm eating today?
Sure.
So I'm going to be eating some Hush Puppies. I'll share one with you if you like.
Is that from the barbecue place?
Yeah.
Barbecue. That's JD's
Aren't there
barbecue.
laws against that in this country?
Hush Puppies?
Sharing Hush Puppies?
Eating,
Hups,
eating
short
like
puppies?
dogs and stuff? Isn't that
The only way you get them to hush is to just finally just devour them.
Well, so
That's a hush puppy.
I'll share a hush puppy with you.
No, here's what's funny. What's funny is, we should probably tell people what ARFIT is, but what's funny is I actually love those hush puppies at JD's barbecue. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because it's one of the rare hush puppies out there made at a restaurant that does not have onions in it. Most of that looks good.
You know what's so good? The Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, it really matters how things are cooked and prepared, too, because a dish can be good at one place and not good anywhere else. Yeah. Or you good the way you cook it and not good anywhere else.
I love meatloaf. Meatloaf is one of my favorite foods, but I can never eat it at a restaurant because they always put onions in it. My dad, who also definitely has ARFIT, my dad doesn't even eat chicken or fish at all. He says if it flies or it swims, he does not do it. But are they zooming on Wendy's feet?
These are so good. Well, you can probably see my socks.
Yeah.
But these are so good. John, you want some?
I'll pass, but thank you.
Yeah.
You want some corn?
That has too much stuff on it, that particular piece of corn.
That corn's actually pretty good, believe it or not.
Yeah, I like a more clean looking corn, you know?
Is that Mardi Gras corn? Is that what that is? What is I can't remember what they put on it, but that corn's actually really good. Yeah. So one thing that's really interesting. So let's talk about ARFIT, John.
Yeah, explain what ARFIT is while I enjoy these ribs. Because I'm going to, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
I love ribs. And I get it all over my face all the time because I eat like a 2-year-old with ribs because you have to. I'm not one of those ladies that like this.
Yeah.
I'll go to a nice rib place and I'll eat them all.
There's a rib place around here where the bones are edible. And it's actually really good. I took an extra bite and I was like, wait a second. The way they cooked it, it was pretty good. I gotta admit, I know I'm weird.
So, I
don't have nearly as many rules with meat.
So before we need to explain what ARFIT is, the funniest thing happened. So me and Lo, because we hang out, we're friends with your family. Lo is very excited to play with your daughter.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about all week. She packed all her American Girl doll stuff. She's like, I have to sit her. I have to show. Anyways, we go back in the house. It's super late. Kids are sleeping. Lo was like, ugh. And she's hungry. So I asked your wife, I says, can I make her a sandwich? Yeah. She said, yeah, of course. So I go in the fridge and there's keto milk.
Carb Master
keto milk. I've never seen it before. I thought it was super cool. You're like, oh, this is delicious. You grab it.
Yeah.
And then you put in cereal with lots of carbs in it together.
Yeah.
It was a weird, and it wasn't, you ate it out of a cup.
I always eat my cereal out of a cup. It's just because I'm always on the go. I'm always moving around. I don't have time to really sit and eat a bowl. Like I'll take some mornings. I'll take, just a cup, take it to work. It's probably funny to see me drink cereal in the Lambo. But I do it. And so I'm always, but I usually do not put the Carb Master cereal or milk in regular cereal. Yeah, I'll actually take a bite of that. Yeah, I'll take a bite. I mean, ribs look good.
Let me take a couple more bites,
Yeah.
and then I'll give
Go
you
ahead.
the
Perfect.
leftovers.
Okay. Sloppy seconds from Wendy, guys. Everybody loves Wendy's sloppy seconds. So the point is that usually I have I do have some at home low carb cereal. I have low carb cereal and then I combine it with the milk, and it satisfies the crunch. It doesn't taste great. It's not horrible. It's very bland. The Magic Spoon cereal. The fruit ones are okay, but the other ones not that great. But we're gonna spend this whole show talking about ribs. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, a woman was created from a man's rib, according to the Bible. That's probably why Wendy likes ribs, because she likes men. I think.
Oh, that was hard. You want napkins?
No, I think it'd be funny if I got it all over me.
So, yeah, okay. So explain what ARFIT is. John, explain what ARFIT is.
So it's in like the way that I have always described it before I knew what ARFID was just that I'm grossed out by most food, even the food that I like, if it isn't the exact way that I like it. And it sounds like I'm just like a stuck-up food snob or something like that.
You're the nicest person ever, though.
I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, it's like it's literally a thing in your brain where you like it makes you gag when you have this particular food. And a lot of it comes from your brain getting wired for a certain type of consistency. And it happens with certain people. It's like very common among people on the spectrum and stuff like that. It isn't like a 100% thing. It's like more extreme.
Which I've heard John is telling people I'm on the spectrum.
Well, you are because you have ADHD. ADHD is on the spectrum.
I've never been diagnosed with ADHD.
I thought you said you had it.
Well, I mean, I think most people would assume I probably have it. But I've never taken medication for it, never been diagnosed.
I have ADHD.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not diagnosing you as autistic,
thank you.
Ben. I'm not doing that.
You know what, John?
not-
I think you have AIDS.
You're not a doctor, right?
No. Definitely.
Where's Dr. Fauci? Where's Dr. Fauci when you need him?
That's the hilarious
We should
question.
we could get Dr. Fauci on the show. He'd be able to help us with lots of ailments.
But
Could we give
I
him to
do
give us
see
a
a
vaccine live
therapist.
on the show?
I do see a therapist for these issues
that.
and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
So John, so ARFIT stands for, do you know what it stands for, John?
Affective resistant food intake disorder.
So you're not.
I don't think that's correct. Are you positive that's correct?
I'm spitballing here. So
I saw this on TikTok.
okay.
So I'm assuming
If you
it's,
see it on TikTok, it's correct.
yeah, absolutely. No, avoidant restrictive food intake disorder.
Yeah. That sounds more like it. Yeah. That sounds
Yeah.
more like it.
So we make a lot of jokes about ARFIT on the show. People have been making fun of the way I eat forever. But like for you,
Rightfully so.
like this is a very, like you take this very, you were diagnosed with this.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, and it's been a lifelong thing. And I actually found out that this was an issue for me when I got cancer a couple years ago. And I like, because I'm a crazy hippie, I tried to fight with the doctors and do everything all naturally and everything. And the food thing definitely made that difficult. And I was running into all these challenges, and I kind of had a public platform at the time for my activism, and I started talking about it online, and a bunch of people reached out to me and said, hey, you should look into this. And it made things make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And for me, it definitely is a very extreme thing. Like I have to take protein shakes with me everywhere I go, and I have to research every place that I visit to make sure that like I can find the food places that I'll eat.
So that's something I like. One reason why I haven't done a lot of international traveling is because I know like Hispanic food's all cooked with onions. In Indian food and food like Mediterranean food, like I don't like any of that. And so it's hard. Like in Estonia, it was kind of hard to find a place that had some good food. I don't like Greek food. I do like baklava; it's really good. But outside of that, like I don't eat pitas or what's the other gyros.
Pitas are good.
I'm not. Yeah.
What is the Indian bread? It's I can't remember what it is, but
Naan.
Naan is so good. I love naan.
Do you like sandwiches
And
and
roti
like
is good,
stuff
too.
like that? Because I don't like anything mixed together. Kind of like how like the kids like can't have anything on their plate touching. I have a very similar vibe going on there.
Like I like if I'm going to go to Subway, or a sub place, whatever. I don't really go to Subway a lot because it's not great quality. But somewhere at the airport, it's the only kind of place to go. So, I will get like I might get an Italian that's got like pepperoni and ham and like I like meats mixed together. And then I like sauces. So like I'll get mayonnaise and mustard on a roast beef sandwich. I'll get on the Italian, I'll get like Italian dressing, oil and vinegar, and some mayonnaise. But I'm not putting vegetables on there. I'm not putting lettuce on there. I mean, it's all meat and sauce or the sandwiches I eat.
Plain pizza, or you go wild with your pizza?
So my favorite pizza is Jet's Pizza. I love Jet's Pizza. It's a great place. They should sponsor us. Jet's Pizza. If you're looking for a sponsor, you will find no bigger advocate than me and Wendy, because Wendy will shill anything. So what I'm looking for is pepperoni. They also have these little bold pepperonis, the small crunchy ones. So I do regular pepperoni, the small crunchy pepperoni, and feta cheese. That's my favorite pizza. Outside of that, like just pepperoni is pretty much what I like.
Gotcha.
I have a question.
What are you, just cheese?
Just cheese, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Wendy.
I like pineapple pizza. It's really good.
Ugh.
But do you guys have to get colonics? Like, it sounds like you don't eat a lot of like stuff to help stuff come out.
Clogged?
Are you clogged?
Clogged?
Well, I did have like, serious health issues a couple years ago, and that has pushed me to like I drink smoothies every day that I make with like avocado and spinach and pineapple and like good stuff, and I eat steak every day, and like I eat like eggs and stuff like that instead of just eating fast food every day, because that was something that was consistent that I knew, and that's what I did my whole life. So now, even though like I don't like the smoothies very much, like I do it and I deal with it because like I know I need to.
Yeah.
So to answer your question there, my health is much better than it was a couple years ago. I don't know about him and his situation, but
I'm good.
he's good. He does
Because if I can't go potty, it's a problem.
I heard you like to potty all the time.
Well,
Party all the time, party all the time. It's an Eddie Murphy song. Did you not know that? They had one song.
I'm not as old as you. I wouldn't know that.
Wendy, you are like almost as old as me. Don't sit here and lie, girl.
I don't have any gray hairs.
It's because you dye your hair.
But even if I don't dye it,
Yeah.
it's actually my natural color. We'd put like a gloss or whatever, but there's still no gray hairs.
Yeah. Wow.
me either.
I've never had one. Yeah, you don't. John doesn't have any.
I'll be 40 soon in like 2 years. So
We're all the same age. Look at that.
I also have never had a cavity.
That's impressive.
I've never had a cavity on my adult teeth. When I was a kid, I had some cavities. Yeah, when I was a kid, I had cavities before my teeth fell out, or I pulled them out, whatever the case is. One time, I hit my brother's head against one of those electrical green boxes in your yard. Mm-hmm. We had a scam with our parents that I was going to knock his teeth out to get Tooth Fairy money. We did it. It's a great story. We should bring my brother on to talk about childhood stories.
Wow.
And if we bring my uncle on one day, that would be something. Me and my uncle have some of the greatest stories ever. We want to bring more guests.
Yeah.
But not like, we don't care about big celebrity guests. Like, we want shows that are going to be interesting. Because obviously, with Wendy on the show, I've got to work extra hard to make it interesting.
Well, I think actually I have there's another topic.
You got to talk about your writer's mental illnesses.
Yeah.
Well, I have something funny to tell you. There's one topic. I'll save it for that one. It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
It's going to really stroke your ego. It's going to be funny.
Oh, yeah. Well, ego stroked already.
But John, what have been some of the biggest challenges for you? Like, with this?
Chicken tenders, I think.
I think like traveling, like he said, is definitely challenging, but like social events too, because you never realize like how many things that people do revolve around eating and
drinking. So I don't drink alcohol.
Yeah,
so it's like that also makes social
sense.
stuff a little odd.
But I know a lot of like people that are in recovery. I don't have a problem with that. Like they can still go out.
Oh yeah. But I'm just saying, like, what is awkward is when somebody's like, hey man, like I'm in town, like let's go out for some beers.
Yeah.
Like and you have to be like, well, like I don't. It kind of changes what they might want to do, even.
Yeah.
You know.
That I understand.
And I don't mind going out with people while they drink. It doesn't bother me at all. But
that I understand.
Yeah.
Because Lo's dad, he doesn't drink. I think he's celebrating 15 years this year.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm very proud of him for that.
Yeah.
Because he would always have more fun than everybody else.
Yeah.
And it would never end well. It was never a good happy ending. So I can understand.
My idea of fun was not let's party till 1 a.m. and then go to bed, ever. That was never my idea of fun when I was.
It was let's stay up for
6 or 7 days.
Yeah.
I stayed up from Christmas to New Year's one year.
Did you?
Yeah, 7 days. Tony Hawk 2. That's what I did. I bought Tony Hawk 2 on the GameCube. Year would have been 2002, January 2002. Well, I mean, Christmas 2021.
That was the one where you could like be Spider-Man and all that stuff.
Oh man, I was the greatest Tony Hawk 2 player of all time. I could literally grind.
Well,
I wonder why.
We got to have a competition on that too, because I might have to challenge you on that one.
Well, look, I'd had to brush up a little bit, but nobody ever beat me on that game ever. People always thought I had a cheat code on.
All you got to do is just keep on grinding and then do the specials and then do another trick and then do the manual and then do the thing.
Oh, my guy knows. Okay.
Yeah, see, I'll probably give you some run for your money.
Okay, we'll see what happens. So what is this show about?
It's about ARFIT.
Oh, it is about ARFID. I have a serious mental disorder called ARFID.
I mean, I think you have other mental disabilities, a lot of them. A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Like far beyond ARFID. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
I am the spectrum.
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, a minute ago you asked about like what was difficult and the social aspects of it is like I think you were out to dinner with us in Estonia, but you were on the other side of the table, so you didn't get to see like the conversation I was having with Tom Crown, where I was like trying to ask him what every like ingredient on the thing was and Googling it. Like literally this was a steak. I was just trying to make sure that they weren't going to put something weird on it, and they did want to put some like I think it was onions.
They put salad. They put salad on my pizza there. I had a regular plain pizza.
Arugula.
It's like, is arugula purple?
Pull it off.
But it infests the thing.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And like what? Why? They put. You know what I ordered at the restaurant? I ordered at the restaurant the charcuterie plate because
the charcuterie plate.
I didn't even know sharks have coochies. I guess I do. Half of them. So the point is that
they don't they lay eggs?
They do something entirely different, I think. I think they got some totally different thing going on than we do.
They lay eggs.
They lay eggs?
Oh, do they lay eggs?
Sharks? No. Sharks are mammals. So on my charcuterie plate, meat and cheese, that's a charcuterie plate. They literally put salad all over the meat. Why? I'm ordering a meat plate because I like meat. Don't put some freaking vegetables on my meat plate.
But that's how they are, though. They have fruits and vegetables and meats and cheeses.
Yeah, it was so funny. We were hosting like an event in Denver with like the Estonian-based startup that I work with, and we had bought this breakfast that all the investors can have. And the guy comes out, he's like, "Where's the salad? Where's all the plants? Like, what's going on here?" And then the woman's like, "What? It's breakfast." And he's like, "It's not just Americans who are coming here. We need some salad."
Wow. Yeah, I don't know how I would survive if I was raised in another country.
People ask me that a lot.
Yeah.
They're like, "What would you do if you were like in the wilderness somewhere?" They're like, "You would have to eat." And I'm like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, like I could not eat an onion no matter how hungry I was.
What about if you guys grew up in like the Great Depression or like during the Black Plague when
I would have starved.
That's what people say, and I
you don't
honestly,
understand what it's like to have it.
I think that there are people. We would live on extreme low nutrition. Like we would find some kind of safe food that like was that one or two things that we would eat every day, and we would get by on that, and that's how we would survive.
Yep.
But we wouldn't like.
I'm not going to just start liking salad.
Gorge ourselves on everything. Yeah.
Well, your ancestors brought you here. Okay, they brought you here. I think ARFIT is genetic. I feel like because
it is for sure. My entire, like all of my brothers and my dad definitely have ARFIT. No, so here's an interesting story. Interesting story is we have a brother that was from my dad's second marriage. My dad's been married 3 times. He's been married for like 25 years now or whatever. But the second wife in between my mom and my stepmom now.
It's so crisp.
So they had a kid. His name's Justin. And a lot of stuff happened and we didn't see Justin for about 15 to 20 years. Very sad. But he's back in the family now. We love him, talk to him, hang out with him, see him at holidays and stuff. It's been really cool. We connected in the last 2 years. But what happened is when my family first reconnected with him, and my stepmom called him and was like, hey, you come over to the house this weekend. It'll be really cool. Like, we're going to have spaghetti. Now, my stepmom makes the best spaghetti ever. The meatballs are so anytime they ask what I want.
Because it's unflavored.
Anytime they ask what I want, that's what it is. It's really good. She makes it to fit our family. So none of us like onions. None of us like chunky tomatoes. So the sauce it's a meat sauce, but it's thin, and it's got meatballs in it, and the noodles, and that's it. So,
my grandmother's spaghetti is the same way in our family.
I'm screaming in Italian, Sicilian, American, like screaming, like my mother.
I don't like authentic Italian food.
My mom.
Too many chunky tomatoes.
You would probably like pastina.
Pastina.
It's chicken. Well, I use chicken bone broth.
Yeah.
And little pastinas, and you just make it. And then if you want to put cheese on it, you can.
Yeah, I mean, pasta and cheese sounds great. So the point is, she tells him, hey, we're going to make spaghetti this weekend. Now we haven't seen him in 20 years. We haven't seen him since he was maybe 8 or something like that. His first thing he said was, okay, spaghetti, oh, that's cool, but I don't like a lot of weird stuff in it. She immediately knew what that meant. I immediately knew what it meant. It meant no chunky tomatoes, no onions, no peppers. And she said, oh, don't worry. It's already made like that. And he came over that weekend, ate the spaghetti, and it was like, you could see for the first time, I believe, probably in his life, he was around people that got what he went through with ARFIT. Like, no onions. Now we all have like a couple things between me, my brothers, and my dad that I like chicken and fish. My dad doesn't eat chicken and fish. None of us like onions for sure. Onions are completely out. But the point is like that told me so much about the role genetics play in this. Mm-hmm. We haven't eaten with him. I had no idea what he would like. He had no idea what we would eat or like. He didn't remember that none of us liked onions. And he came back into the family and he just felt like, oh, I don't have to explain myself for once,
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, he was sitting around you and you're probably the most bizarre person.
Oh, no, you haven't been around my dad said he wanted to come meet you while you were here. My dad's very bizarre.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I'm actually out of my family with me, my dad, my brother that's from my dad and my mom, my 2 brothers, both that work here, that are my dad and my current stepmom's boys, and then the other brother, Justin, I was talking about. Between the 6 of us, the ranking on who is the loudest, most obnoxious, I am number 3 out of 6.
I don't believe it.
That's impressive.
Yeah, me and Bailey are probably pretty close, 3 and 4. But my dad and my brother Chad are by far, like, my wife says it's the only time she ever sees me kind of like be quiet because their voices are so loud, and they don't try. It's just project. They don't try to be loud, So my wife, when she first started coming over to my dad's house, she would have to take ibuprofen before she came.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Well, that just goes to prove my point that you guys had people that survived.
Yeah.
With ARFID.
Because we're alive.
Yeah, so you're alive.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys made it.
Yeah.
So if you can make it.
We've made it.
We did it.
If you guys can make it.
Anybody can.
Anybody can.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say that you made me think of is that the whole thing with ARFID and just like diagnoses in general, especially like in the age of TikTok where everything's going around and everybody's saying they have everything and stuff.
Everybody's a victim. Finally, I'm a victim.
It is still like, it's really actually valuable to have these terms that we can share our experiences around, because for so much of my life when I didn't know about this term, I felt like I was just some lone weirdo. And it was like even harder to go into those dinner situations when it was like, I was trying to make a good impression on people and stuff like that. So now it's a lot easier, and I have other people that I actually share this experience with, and it makes me feel like it makes it easier to live with.
Does it make you feel like a man?
I guess. I'm not. Yeah, I guess.
What, John? Can you define man for us?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That's a different show. That's a different show, guys.
We probably that would be probably good content between me and you.
That would
be
good content.
Well, I feel the same way because like I've got a lot of like weird like ticks. Are they ticks? Are they quirks?
No, you're just weird, Wendy.
Both of them would be.
You want to know what a quirk of mine is? I don't like to cuddle.
Really?
I don't like when people do this to me, this overstimulation. It's disgusting. I don't like, my daughter is like, because her dad is like,
Yeah.
And so like last night when we were sleeping, she's like, can I sleep with you? I was like, I would prefer you not to. I love you, but I like, mommy likes her space because she's a big girl now. She's like, well, I want to sleep with you. I said, okay, fine. And she's like, do you like to cuddle, Mom? I says, not really, but I nursed her and everything. Yeah. So I had to learn to be close and stuff. And I don't like to cuddle at night at all.
Wow.
I build forts.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't like to cuddle.
Blanket barriers.
I mean, I find it boring, particularly because
cuddle?
Because I don't like just sitting around and doing nothing. I always have to be doing something with myself.
Like planning your meal plans.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does take up a lot of my time. So.
Yeah.
Now, I do like to cuddle. I am a cuddler. John, would you like to cuddle? With me?
How long is this engagement gonna be? Because I got things to do.
Well, to find out how long, you're gonna have to get a little closer than cuddling.
What's wrong with you?
So when he's talking about social situations, awkward social situations like we just had here on the show, which by the way, just get that freaking thing out of here. I'm done with that. So the thing is,
I'm gonna take a bite out of that.
Off the floor, cool. Go ahead.
What's
weird is, I'm not weird about eating off the floor. I'll eat off the floor. I'll drink after people. Like that's not my style of ARFIT. You know, my style of ARFIT is just what I'll eat and what I won't eat. What like the gagging.
Yeah.
You know, John's a big gagger. Wendy's a big gagger. We're all big gaggers. Ours is from food. And the thing is the things that we won't eat, absolutely will not eat. It creates some weird social situations. Like probably you experienced this a lot when you were a kid. You're going over to somebody else's house.
Yeah.
And like my wife was raised with a rule of like, if anybody offers you food, you take it. And that it's rude not to.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not going to take it.
Yeah.
I'm going to literally tell you like, I just can't eat this. Now, if I'm in a situation where I'm at somebody's house and they like have some, I can't, not Brussels sprouts, like asparagus, like I can put 3 or 4 asparagus on my plate and maybe take a bite of one and then kind of mix it up and hide it where it looked like maybe I ate it.
Yeah, I know that game.
Yeah, you know that game, of course.
It makes your pee smell.
Does it?
Asparagus, yeah.
That's weird. I'm not a pea sniffer myself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you literally can smell it.
Yeah.
Like right after you pee, like because it's strong. I eat a lot of asparagus, so I don't know. You wouldn't because you.
Maybe you should bring in.
Food.
You bring in a sample for the show one day. So, anyways, the point being here is that to me, like, my wife when we first got together, she couldn't understand it. Because she eats everything. She has one thing she doesn't eat. It's mushrooms.
And your wife's family, when you visited them, was it
they eat everything?
Yeah.
They eat everything. But like,
same.
I had to be very clear and very upfront with them in the beginning. Like, I'm sorry, I literally can't. Because here's what I would tell my wife. I'd say, okay, what's more rude? Is it more rude for me to refuse the food or to puke on the plate?
I actually did that.
I've done it as well.
Yeah.
I have, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like one time, the last time I like gagged and like actually threw up from eating something was I got a burrito or it was a taco from a Mexican place around here. And it had chunky onions in it and I couldn't see it. Chunky. We're not talking about little slivers. I don't eat little slivers either, but there have been times.
How can you not see if it's chunky?
They were bigger than like a
isn't
McDonald's.
everything in a burrito hidden in the pocket thing?
Yeah, I think it was a
It's
burrito.
not. You didn't look hard enough.
Right, I didn't. Well, because when I order a steak, maybe it was steak. Like when I order a taco, I expect like with no vegetables. I don't expect the onions to be mixed in.
Do I think my teeth?
No.
Keep talking. I'm gonna check.
I wish she did,
trust
though.
us.
I was disappointed. I was like looking like maybe she does, and I'll still say no. But I took a bite. What a selfie! I took a bite of the taco or burrito, whatever it was, and I was not expecting the chunky onion, and it was in there, and I literally gagged and threw up. And I'm as an adult, I'll get the gag reflux, but I won't necessarily throw up.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I was a kid, I would throw up a lot when I would eat something I didn't like. So
when you would eat somebody you didn't like.
What? Is that what I said?
Are you a cannibal?
I've done it. What?
My ARFIT doesn't apply to that.
Well, I'm not weird with meat. Like I would tell you this. I'm going to make a really bold statement here.
He is not weird with meat.
No.
So, if any of you gentlemen are watching, the show's for you.
He can handle the meat. You can stomach it, right?
Oh, no. I cannot stomach it. No. Can't do anything to it, but I definitely can't stomach it. I would rather be a cannibal and eat human flesh than eat an onion. For sure. Definitely.
No, even a bloomin' onion, because I can handle. I like
can't.
a bloomin' onion. That's the only way I can have it.
That's the thing.
That's
the
weird.
interesting thing John said. He's like, I don't like onions.
Yeah.
But I like bloomin' onions.
Very weird.
Well, a lot of people say they like onion rings, which is weird. They don't like onions. I'm not like, I'm a total onion. Even Funyuns that aren't even really onions, or sour cream and onion chips that aren't even really sour cream and onion, like even those, I'm out.
Well, the breading or whatever kind of like
masked it.
It makes it a different kind of dish.
It's the core. I can't eat the middle.
With the onions, it's like if you're eating like raw onions or like even cooked onions, it's just it's a different kind of situation.
Yeah. Fair enough. But I like the way earlier you said, like, so one thing we probably should explain in the beginning about ARFIT, because I actually looked into it, like I read a whole thing on it, like after, because Allison's one that showed it to me. She saw a TikTok and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have that. It's about creating rules to make eating easier for you.
It's just boundaries, like just
right.
boundaries.
And you create these when you're a kid and you're growing up. Some people as an adult can move away from them. Like I move away from some. Like I will actually mix food now. I wouldn't mix food when I was a kid. I used to only eat one thing at a time. I could go to here, now, no big deal. Like there's some things, but the actual foods that I will eat have not really changed. A few things. I didn't like mustard when I was a kid. I'll eat mustard now. A friend told me one time, he was like, mustard is like the king of the sauces. The whole point of a sauce is to cover up the taste of something. They're almost all vinegar based. Mustard is the best definition of that. I don't understand why you don't like it. And so I tried it from an unbiased thing. Mustard was not something that would make me gag. And I was like, oh, you know what? I actually do really like this. So there have been a small handful of things over time that I will eat different. But it's about creating rules to make those social situations easier, where it's like right off the rip, understand these are my rules. I cannot change these. And I think that one of the things that you said, John, about some of your rules, some of the rules that don't make sense almost, are that you will, like strawberry banana. This is a Core Power, sponsored by Core Power. Strawberry banana. I like bananas. I do not like strawberries, but I like strawberry banana Core Power. I will not eat a strawberry at all. Apples.
Will you eat strawberry banana anything else, or is it just strawberry banana Core Power?
Candy maybe. Like I like green apple Jolly Ranchers. I like blueberry Jolly Ranchers. I don't like blueberries. I don't eat berries. But some of the things, like one of the things, the thing I say I hate the second most behind onions.
Me.
No, Wendy, you're always number one. You're above onions. The number one thing, or the number two thing I don't like are cooked apples. But I will actually eat an apple.
What about apple pie?
No, that's like the definition. Oh, cooked apple.
What about in the air fryer?
No, it don't matter how you cook it. If it's cooked, I don't like it.
But see, the reason
mine's so much texture though. Mine is so much texture.
Yeah,
the
texture
apple
is a big thing.
The skin.
The skin. The peel. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. It's the texture of the soggy apple is, in my opinion, very close to an onion. I don't like that soggy, like a cooked onion. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like the rules don't make sense to other people, but you learn them, and you can't go against them.
I mean, I get it. My sister's got first it was ADHD, but I don't think she has ADHD. I think it's like severe autism because I have ADHD, and she's just. I love my sister to death, my baby sister, but she has very strict rule things. She says a lot of it's because of health, but I don't really know how much of it is health and how much of it is her just being herself.
Yeah.
But it's like anytime we go to a restaurant, it's like she won't call ahead of time. She'll just go there and take like 50 minutes to order.
Yeah.
And ask all these questions. I'm like, can you just call?
I always ask questions.
Yeah,
at the restaurant.
But I told her, I was like, because that's rude making people wait like 50 minutes.
Oh,
like,
50, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, I do always, it always starts like this.
I'll ask questions for like 1 or 2 minutes, but I'll have a pretty good idea. And that'll only happen like internationally when they have things on the menu that I don't even
And then they don't even really know how to answer your question sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's reasonable. So I understand. I still think both of you are very special adults.
Thank you.
Very happy.
Yeah.
You guys are my friends. But
you just ruined the whole concept of the show, Wendy. It's called Frenemies.
It's a weird, well, it's part friend.
Well, I'm going to backstab you.
No, I know. I'm waiting for it.
Actually, the funny thing is I'd probably be like the only person that won't backstab you.
Yeah, because you just go right to the front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think next time we have you and John together, we should like lay food out and just give like you guys don't have to eat it.
Yeah.
But
we'll
rate it.
rate it. Yeah.
Rate it. I feel like
Guys, I have a big announcement. I'm leaving the show, Forever Frenemies. John Vibes and I are actually starting our new podcast called Are You ARFIT? No, I'm just kidding. It's sponsored now by Sappy Seals. It's called ARFIT.
I love that community.
Yeah, they're great. It's my favorite. It's my favorite NFT.
Lo has 2. I have 2.
Look at you.
Yeah, I just think it's just cute and fun and like it just.
How are you able to afford those in this market without us having a sponsor on the show?
Because I know how to practice good risk management, and I took profits. I called the top couple times, the local top.
A couple of people would say your risk management is bad considering you do this show. Guys, thank you so much for watching Forever Frenemies.
Later.
Fuss.